Chapter 3. A Hop to the Desert. It is close to sunset in Nashia, and Ramsay walks to Galatha's house. The garden in front is well cared for, bushes and trees are neatly pruned. He makes his way up to the open front door, where a black cat is sitting on a comfortable chair near the entrance. "Master is inside. He has been waiting for you," the cat says. "Okay, Seto," Ramsay replies and pets the cat. Most people would be disturbed by the talking cat, but Ramsay is used to it. Galatha appears at the door wearing a black silk robe with black feathers at the back of his shoulders. Crystal necklaces on his chest peek out through his long grey beard. "Ramsay, it has been long. Come inside." Ramsay follows Galatha to a room with strange and interesting items placed around. "You have a great adventure ahead of you. Do you have the resolve to see it through?" Galatha asks. "I'm not sure. I recently got my team into trouble and almost cost them their lives. This was all because I was too naive. I was eager to help someone and got led into an ambush. This time I must lead my team into a far more dangerous situation." "You have a good heart. That's what makes you strong. Believe in yourself." "I fear the people are looking to me to save them from the dragons. It is a heavy burden." "You may be the top knight in the city, but you're not on everyone's mind. Don't be afraid to seek help from your comrades. Also, I have something for you which may help you to accomplish your mission." Galatha opens a chest on the table. He reaches inside and takes out a green crystal ball with engravings on it. "Wow, what is it?" Ramsay asks. "This is a dragon shackle orb. Hold it up and say the incantation, and a dragon will be drained of all his energy. Use it on the alpha. This will give you the chance to deliver the death blow. It is extremely rare. Legend has it that if the orb contains enough energy, it will also allow its owner to make one wish. However, no one knows how long it can hold the energy. Use it wisely." "Amazing. This gift is invaluable. This will give us a fighting chance." Galatha hands Ramsay a paper with writing on it. "Memorize this incantation." "I will," says Ramsay as he looks at the aged paper. Ramsay puts the orb and paper in a bag. "As to the exact location of the Alpha Dragon's lair, I cannot tell you. You'll need to journey to the region where the dragons were last spotted and find clues. When you face challenges, do what you decide to do, but remember that you cannot decide what you will decide to do. That you must do when the moment comes. Be strong." "Thanks for the wise words, Master. My spirits have been uplifted. I have a message for Eldon as well. He has great potential for dragon slaying. He needs to learn to jump." "All right, I'll let him know." Ramsay leaves the house with fire in his eyes and ready to go out on the adventure. Training and preparation would benefit our heroes now, but it is urgent that they leave early in the morning. The dragons might return at any time. As the sun is rising, Ramsay and his team meet near the northern city gates. Their horses are packed with supplies and equipment. A small crowd has gathered to send them off. Renovations are being done on the buildings around them to repair the damage caused by the dragons. There are areas that still appear scorched. It is clear what the heroes are up against. The people cheer and clap as they go on their way. The team is trotting along a path through the woods on their horses. Chase has the map. "You know where we are going first?" Eldon asks. "Our first stop is the city of Illiburn. It's about 3 days of traveling to the north. The guild let us know that the dragons were last spotted in the land of Iragos. As it is quite far away, I suggest we rest for a few days at each city along the way," Chase answers. "Yep, I like that idea," John Weedo says. "What is it like in Illiburn?" Ramsay asks. "It's a hot desert environment. You're going to miss Nashia. Trust me," Chase responds. "Yeah, you're going to die in that armor, Ramsay," Eldon says. Ramsay shrugs. "John Weedo is dressed perfectly for this," Eldon says. John Weedo is wearing a silk robe and pointed mage hat. "This definitely looks cooler." "Lucky me," John Weedo says. "Nashia is most likely not the only city that has been attacked," Ramsay says. "The other cities would have been helpless too," Eldon adds. "Nashia was probably their prime target, though. If I were a dragon, I would choose to feast in a lush city with water and ample people and animals. Illiburn is nothing like it," Chase says. They stop the horses for a moment to refill their water canteens at a stream and let the horses drink. Ramsay takes the dragon shackle orb out of his saddlebag and unwraps it carefully. He holds the green globe towards the others, and they step closer to inspect it. "Is that what I think it is?" "Impossible," John Wedo exclaims, astonished. "I met up with my old master. He gave me this dragon shackle orb and said we should use it on the Alpha," Ramsay explains. "We might be able to kill this thing after all." "I assume he gave you the incantation as well," John Wedo comments. "Yeah, got it right here," Ramsay replies. "Let's not lose the orb," John Wedo says. "Galatha had a message for you too, Eldon. He said that you need to learn to jump, and that you have great potential as a dragon slayer," Ramsay says. "Oh, he was referring to the legend of the ancient dragon hunters. They wielded spears and were able to jump high enough to land on a dragon's back and impale it. I will need to train harder to gain such abilities," Eldon responds. "You are already proficient with a spear." "That's a start," Chase says. The group starts moving again. As the day nears its end, they come to a shady oak tree next to the steep side of a hill. They haven't seen any predators in this area, and the ground is mostly level. "This looks like a good spot to set up camp," Chase says. "Where's the cooking pot? I'm feeling famished," Eldon says. Eldon starts preparing a fire. After eating, they talk for a while and get ready to sleep. Ramsay sits on his blanket, turning the shackle orb in his hand. The light of the campfire moves in the translucent orb. "What a beautiful thing," Ramsay thinks. He puts it in the bag next to him and falls asleep. Near daybreak, a creature enters the camp while the 4 warriors are sleeping. His small footsteps are too soft to be heard. The creature searches their bags and items for valuables. He picks up the bag next to Ramsay and takes the shackle orb out. "Wow," the creature thinks. "This ball is so nice." Ramsay wakes up and sees a black rabbit standing on 2 legs and holding the orb. It's about the same height as a dwarf. He stares for a moment, trying to figure out if it's a dream. "Hey, give that back," Ramsay shouts. "Ah!" the rabbit screams and scurries away with the orb. Ramsay throws the blanket off and jumps up as the rest of the team wakes up from the noise. "Everyone get up. A rabbit just stole the shackle orb." "I'm going after it," Ramsay says, grabbing his sword. "What? A rabbit?" Chase asks. They all look at each other with bewildered expressions. "Yes, a freaking rabbit. Come," Ramsay says as he runs after the rabbit, leaving his outer armor behind. Chase and John Wedo get up immediately and follow in pursuit. But Eldon stays behind to look after the horses and supplies. They chase the rabbit, jumping over rocks and sliding on the ground. Ramsay can barely keep up. The rabbit makes a sharp turn, and Ramsay trips and falls onto the sandy ground. He curses, quickly stands up, and continues the chase with the rest of the group following closely behind. The rabbit darts into an open area and jumps onto some boulders, and then up onto the high ground. There are huts and structures around the area. He looks down as Ramsay approaches. "I'm going to chase you down. You'll be sorry when I catch you. You'd better give it back now," Ramsay shouts. "This is my shiny ball now." The rabbit answers and taunts him with the orb. "You talk?" Ramsay shouts in surprise. Chase and John Wedo catch up and stand by Ramsay's side. Ogres start coming out of the huts. Ramsay realizes that the rabbit has led them into an ogre village. The ogres are tall and bulky and have large protruding teeth. They have green skin with hair covering their arms and back. Ogres are also aggressive and are known to be fond of eating infants. A dozen ogres surround Ramsay and his friends. One of the ogres walks closer to them. "What do we have here? Some strangers have come into our village. Give us the child," the ogre says. "What child?" Ramsay asks, bewildered until he follows the ogre's focused stare. "I'm not a child, you smelly imbecile," John Wedo says angrily. "Heh heh heh," the ogre chuckles. "I've had enough," John Wedo exclaims. John Wedo raises his staff and says an incantation. His eyes start to glow as lightning descends from the sky and strikes the ogres in the vicinity. Chase and Ramsay shield their eyes from the bright flashes with their arms. After a thunderous noise, the ogres lay dead around them, smoking. "Wow, he is so strong," the rabbit exclaims in awe, and its eyes bulge. A couple more ogres approach Ramsay, swinging their clubs, but Ramsay dispatches them quickly with his sword. "Damn, we didn't come here to kill these ogres," Ramsay says with remorse. Suddenly, an ogre appears behind the rabbit and picks him up by the long ears. You'll make a nice stew rabbit. What are you holding there? The ogre asks as he looks at the orb. Put the rabbit down, or you'll end up like your friends here, Ramsay says. The ogre hesitates with a scowl before throwing the rabbit down to Ramsay and backing into the woods. Here, take the orb. Just don't hurt me. Please, the rabbit begs. Ramsay picks up the shackle orb. What kind of rabbit are you? How can you speak? Chase asks. I'm not a normal rabbit. Yep, the rabbit says, smiling. My name is Peyky Boon, and I'm an Ulua rabbit. We Ulua are more evolved than the small ones you know of. Yep, we can speak and do many things. Interesting, Ramsay says, but you have wasted our time and we need to go now. They turn to go back to the campsite. Wait, can I come with you? Peyky Boon asks. No, we are on a dangerous mission, Ramsay says, and you're a thief. Why would we let you join us? I don't care about the danger. I'm brave and useful. Yep, you'll see. Please, please, the rabbit persists, trailing behind the team as they head back to camp. Ramsay ignores the rabbit for a while, but eventually gives in. Okay, you can join us if you don't slow us down. And don't touch the orb, Ramsay says finally. Yep, gotcha. I will be good, Peyky Boon agrees. Do your part to help us get food, or John Weedo here might decide to cook a roast rabbit, Ramsay jokes. The rabbit gulps nervously. The group returns to the camp to find Eldon pacing anxiously. Have you got the orb? And why have you guys brought the rabbit back? Eldon asks. Hello, Peyky Boon is my name, the rabbit says. It talks, Eldon exclaims, surprised. Yeah, a bit too much if you ask me, Ramsay adds. They prepare to continue their journey towards Illiburn and mount their horses. The rabbit rides together with Ramsay. They leave the forest, and the environment starts becoming sandier. The land is strewn with jagged rocks and parts of ancient statues and ruins. There are no trees around now, but small bushes are scattered over the ground. It is sunny and warm, and the team rides along the path. They stop in their tracks as a gigantic scorpion appears at the top of a ridge and crawls down onto the path in front of them. The scorpion is much larger than a horse, and its tail lifts about 10 feet into the air. It raises its black pincers and screeches loudly. Peyky Boon slips off Ramsay's horse with a scream and scurries behind a large rock. Whoa, that's a huge scorpion, Ramsay says. They dismount and the horses back away nervously behind a rocky outcrop. Ramsay walks towards the scorpion, holding his shield out as the scorpion comes at him. It attacks a couple of times with its pincers, but Ramsay blocks them with his shield, keeping it busy while Eldon moves to its flank. Eldon dashes towards it, jumps up and strikes its back with the spear. The spear penetrates a weak spot in its hard outer shell and kills it. There, nice strike, Ramsay says. Don't celebrate yet, Chase says, as 2 more large scorpions appear and crawl toward them. Ramsay fights the one, and the rest of the team deals with the other one. Peyky Boon remains hidden and watches the battle from a distance. John Weedo shoots fireballs at the scorpion and dodges a pincer attack. Eldon attacks the legs, breaking some of them. The scorpion rotates and thrusts Eldon with its tail, stabbing him with the barb. Chase realizes that Eldon has been poisoned and quickly performs a cure spell. John Weedo casts a spell and his staff turns into a sword of light. He cuts the scorpion's tail off and slices through the shell. It falls flat on the ground. Eldon lies on his back, recovering from the poisonous wound. Chase is standing over him with his hands out. Ramsay is still engaged in combat with his scorpion foe. It tries to thrust its tail at him, but he dodges and cuts the barb off. A green liquid sprays out of the tail. Ramsay performs another combo, swinging a few times horizontally, turning around with a final thrust, plunges his sword into the scorpion's head. The fight is over.